Hey everyone, and welcome to Two Bros Chell channel, where I'll be doing our first squad builder today. So to start off really quickly, the first line we got Movember Alexander Ovechkin, Movember Sidney Crosby, and Halloween Danny Heatley. This is an insane line. You've got Movember Ovechkin, who has that insane shooting ability, Crosby, who's really good defensively and an overall amazing playmaker who can also score when needed, and then Danny Heatley, who I believe has the best overall shot in the game. And then to combine with that, he's got great physicality, great hands, great skating, and then even surprisingly great defense. One thing about this team that you'll be seeing is that it's a very synergy efficient team, as I show the synergies on the players here. I have 11 total synergies activated. On Ovechkin, I got Wicked Wrister, Offensive Juggernaut, and Heavy Hitter, and then you can see the rest on these guys. A lot of team synergies. I have 5 of the total 7 team synergies. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Team Wheel going and Trap, which are 2 really good ones, but I have the rest of them going, and it really helps out the team. Here on the second line now, we've got Movember Steven Stamkos, World Cup of Hockey Pavel Bure, and Movember Tarasenko. This line is insanely fast. Bure and Tarasenko are 2 of my favorite cards in the game. Both of them have great speed, insane speed really, and such a good shot, really good finishing ability. And then Stamkos as well. He has the same abilities as both of them, except maybe to a lesser extent. And that's really saying a lot for Bure and Tarasenko if they're much better than Stamkos in that regard. This line scores most of my goals for me. They're also my second power play unit, and really probably my favorite line in the game. They have all these synergies activated. Speedster is the big one on Tarasenko and Bure, and that really helps them to beat the defenders and get in on the breakaway. Then now onto the third line, I've got Movember Evgeny Malkin, Tyler Seguin Movember, and Jamie Benn Movember. This is also a really good line. Sagan's good in the face-off dot. Ben has a lethal shot, and Malkin just does everything in the offensive zone. Ben I really use as the defensive guy on this line. The last line didn't have too much defense, but Ben is pretty good in the defensive zone, able to get some stick checks and some blocks. And then Malkin and Seguin, they're also pretty good. Seguin has a better stick check, and Malkin has some good physicality in the zone, being 6'3". This line really doesn't help too much with the synergies. This is the one line where I wish I could change synergy-wise because they don't really add too much to the team. Ben specifically, his synergies I really didn't need too much and I could easily replace, but he's such a good card, I just need to have him in the team. Same thing with Malkin. And Seguin, he has some better ones, but also on that same level, he's easily replaceable, but the line's just too good to get rid of. Now I'll be moving on to the fourth line, where I have Hero Steve Sullivan, Movember Jonathan Toews, and Movember Patrick Kane. It's crazy to think that this is my fourth line, but Hero Sullivan, great speed. Everybody says he's probably one of the best cards in the game, and I fully agree with that. He's got great shooting, speed, hands, defense, and checking for being how small he is. I think he's 5'9" or 5'10". Movember Toews, one of the best defensive players in the game, easily. Great face-off guy, and a good playmaker as well. He's able to set up Kane and Sullivan. Sullivan's probably the main playmaker on this team, and then the main sniper, of course, is Movember Kane on the right side, who's got that great hands, great shot, great speed. Unfortunately, that's where it ends. I don't like his physicality too much, but he's a great card nonetheless. Starting out the defense, I've got Hero Rob Blake and Movember Erik Karlsson. Both are insane cards. Karlsson's got that amazing speed and offensive ability, and Blake's probably the best overall defenseman in the game. Blake's got great size, great skating, great shot, great hands, and really good defense. One of my favorite cards to play with until I got Bure and Tarasenko. I've had him for a really long time on the team, and he's actually leading the team in points at the moment. And then Erik Karlsson, I was kind of disappointed in him a little bit, but he is a great playmaker. I was more so disappointed in his shot, but his speed's really good and his passing's really good. And he complements Blake well, which is why I have the 2 paired up together. He's able to get back on defense really well, especially against the faster players that he'll normally be guarding on the first line. And yeah, just a great defensive line. I love both of them. And now I'm going to be moving on to the second line, where I'll be having Al MacInnis and Victor Hedman over here. Al MacInnis is one of the best offensive defensemen in the game with his incredible shot. His slap shot is so lethal. if I have him open with time and space, I can almost guarantee it's going in. I actually try to force play to him because of how good his slap shot is. And then Victor Hedman, of course, has got that great size. And he has some really good synergies, which is why I really included him into the team. He really helped me out with some of those team synergies. As you can see, he's got cycle game and shot blocking over there. And yeah, both of them are great cards. Victor Hedman, I kind of expected more from him, but he's been getting those upgrades, so hopefully he kind of gets some more speed in there, some more defensive ability, and hopefully a little bit more offense too, but Al McInnes covers that on this line really well. Now onto the third defensive pairing. I got Movember Brent Burns and player of the game for the World Cup of Hockey, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Movember Burns, of course, is a great offensive threat and actually really good in the defensive zone too. He's got that great shot and great shot blocking, great stick checking, and of course great checking with his size. And then Vlasic I really included specifically for his synergies. I got him to finish up defensively responsible and tape to tape. Tape to tape is a really hard one to get. Not too many players have it, or at least not too many kind of players that I wanted in this team, especially on the high end side. So now we're going to move on to the power play just really quickly. You got Ovechkin, Crosby, Heatley, McInnes, and Carlson. The really good, like probably the best cards I have on the team in terms of overall play, especially in the offensive zone with McInnes and Carlson. I'm able to work it to the blue line, or I'm able to work it down low. Great line. Then this line with Stamkos, Bure, Tarasenko, Blake, and Burns. Probably score most of my goals with this line. Tarasenko has a lethal one-timer on the power play, and that's typically what I try to do. And his great offensive awareness always gets him open for that one-timer. You can actually hear more about that in a player review I'm doing on him next on this channel. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And now onto the penalty kill. I have Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane. I know Patrick Kane isn't the greatest defensively, but I wanted to keep it with the same lines that they have on the team because these are players on the lower lines and I wanted to give them some time to play. And of course, Toews is great defensively, and Vlasic and Blake on the first pairing. And then I've got Sagan and Ben here. They're two decently good defensively two decent defensive cards, and then Sagan's got great face-offs as well. And then McInnes and Hedman, they were two good defensive cards for me. I know McInnes is more offensively minded, but he's actually pretty good in the defensive zone. And pretty simple here, Toews and Crosby as my three-man penalty killers in the same defensive pairings. In the shootout, this isn't really too important, but I got Heatley, Crosby, Kane, Bure, and Tarasenko. I mean, the hands and shot on these guys are insane. 97, 99, 97, 97, and 96 hands, and then 98, 96, 95, 98, 97 shooting. These are the guys you want in the penalty kill every time. And then for the goalies, this is where I finished out my team synergies, where I have Hextall and Fleury. Hextall's actually a really good goalie. I know I've heard a few people say they don't like his style, but for me, he plays really well and solid in the back. And then Fleury, he just gets those team synergies in. I haven't really used him, but he works well in terms of finishing out the team. So on Hextall, I got tape to tape and shot blocking, and then on Fleury, I got cycle game, bomber, and tape to tape. Yeah, really, Hextall's a great goalie. I highly recommend him. Him and Kolzig are the two best that I've tried. I haven't tried too many goalies, but those are the two I like. And then Igor Skuin for the long-range bomber. Now for the synergies, I've got Dirty Dangler, Wicked Wrister, Offensive Juggernaut, and Speedster for these player synergies in the offensive zone. It really helps the team, especially these specific players, and just kind of do their thing, get some speed, get some good shots off, and then defensively responsible and heavy hitter for the more defensive synergies, player synergies. Now onto team synergies, the really important ones. I've got one-timer efficiency and cycle game, long-range bomber, tape to tape, and shot blocking. 5 out of 7, as I said, of the team synergies. And this really, really helps the team. As you can expect, a lot of the players benefit from the team synergies, and it really finishes out the team. I really like this team. It helps me in Division 1 a lot, especially because that division is really difficult and I'm not the greatest player. But with a team like this, it makes the game a lot easier. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. It's a Movember Tarasenko review, so keep an eye out for it. Thank you.